Hey everybody, welcome back. It's Jim Johnson. I am the project manager and line editor for the Star Trek Adventures role-playing game and the Captain's Log solo RPG, both published by Modiphius Entertainment. And I am back with another review slash unboxing of Star Trek BlueBrixx building set. This time it's the Borg Cube. All right, hey everybody, welcome back. As you know, I try to do some review videos here, just different things that I'm passionate about, whether it's books or Legos or BlueBrixx in this case. Just anything Star Trek, anything just interesting that I try to do. So I'm back with another video. This time on the I can't even fit myself in here. On the BlueBrixx Borg Cube set. So BlueBrixx is a German company, and they have the license to create Star Trek building sets, much in the vein of Lego. You would be if you're an aficionado of Lego, or if you've built some Lego sets lately, the pieces that BlueBrixx creates are very nearly identical to Lego pieces, even to the molds and the designs and everything else. There's just shocking how closely they resemble Legos. And in fact, I've mentioned on other videos, if you were to put a bowl of BlueBrixx and a bowl of Legos in front of me and blindfolded me, I couldn't tell the difference touch-wise, because it feels like the same kind of plastic and the same kind of designs. But anyway, so let's talk about this particular set. This is again, the Borg Cube. It is a 406 piece set, and for those of you that are curious, the vast majority of those pieces are black, and the vast majority of those pieces are tiny, like one stud pieces, whether it's a plate or a tile or a hook or a stud or a nipple piece or any of the other little one deals that Lego and BlueBrixx make. There's a lot of them in this set. Like, again, 406 pieces. This is one of their medium range models. Box, nice and sturdy, nice sturdy cardboard box, full color throughout, front and back. Front and back has a picture of the completed cube, along with the stand. The sides have the old style packaging that Paramount had us use, with the captain faces and the tricolor design, etc. So pretty nice box, nice and solid. Inside the box is a cardboard tray, and inside the cardboard tray were 10 poly bags, 10 plastic poly bags full of pieces. And unlike many of their other small sets, these were actually numbered. So these 400 and something pieces, the bags were split into two numbers: bag number one, bag set number one, bag set number two, which helped a lot. In organizing the pieces, sorting the pieces, and just managing the workflow of the set. The full color booklet is right here, full color, stapled, all one handy little booklet here, front and back. All the instructions are inside, very clear, in this case very easy to follow. I saw there were no places in this set where I stumbled and had issues with the actual steps. I quibbled in a couple places where they were making things a little more fragile than they needed to be, but we'll talk about that in a minute. And then there's the inventory on the back sheet, in case you needed to reference it. So again, full color booklet, very nice, very neat and tidy. I'm guessing this was like a 2002 model, I would think. This was 2021, so I'm not sure how they made this one so good compared to some of the other ones that were struggling a little bit. But I guess they were learning as they went. But really nice booklet, all nice one, solid construction, no issues at all there. The pieces, the fact that the pieces were organized into bags, and that the bags were organized into numbers, right? So you had set number one, set number two, or subset number one, subset number two. That coincided with the instruction booklet. Let me pull this out again, to where you see, phase one or part one, you would build this much of the model, and then part two, you build the rest of it. If you're familiar with Lego sets, Lego's been doing this for years. No real surprises here. It just tries to break down the overall build into steps that is relatively easy to manage, right? Where's part two? I'm just trying to find it. Yep, there's part two, and there's part two. So all the bags numbered number two would build the rest of it, right? All right. So one of the things I appreciated about this set is that the instructions broke up the set into two sections. So section one, section two, and the fact that the bags were numbered number one and number two. That helped separate all these hundreds of little black pieces into separate sections that made it easier to manage. And if you go to my video on the Apocalypse car, right, the Road Warrior Mad Max black car, which was like 1,100 pieces, most of which were black, most of which were small, but those bags were not numbered, right? There was like 30 odd poly bags in that box, and they were not numbered. So it was just literally just dumping all the pieces into smaller trays, hoping that the organization made sense. And that build was really, really hard to manage because a lot of the time was spent just picking through endless streams of black pieces, trying to find the ones that I needed. And this set made it more manageable, right? So I really appreciate that. This set took me about an hour and a half to build, including a 10-minute break in between. Partly because there is so much black. I don't know what it is about the black pieces in particular, but I just got eye fatigue again, just trying to look through pieces after pieces of little teeny tiny pieces, looking for the ones I needed. So I did give myself a little bit of time to take a break, just to rest my eyes from all the little pieces. But the build itself was not difficult. Here, let me grab the model here. This is a nice, tidy little model. There it is. There's the Borg Cube. With the stand, and I'll just show. It's gonna be kind of hard to see because of the glare and the fact that this is so much black pieces. But let me take the stand off here. One of the things I appreciate about BlueBrixx is they try to make the stands for each of their models thematically appropriate for the model, right? So in this case, it's the Borg, and I thought they did a really nice job designing the Borg symbol. I'm not sure which way it should go, but I don't have my reference materials handy. But there's the Borg symbol in alternating black, and then this really cool yellowish green translucent piece, which I know Lego makes that color, but they don't make it in the pieces that BlueBrixx does to get really creative. So really nice job on the stand. It's a nice sturdy stand. It actually uses bricks to hold things up instead of spindles like some of these other sets over here. So it's nice and solid. And interestingly, when you build the model, like if you can see, it might be kind of hard to see, there's this little round piece right there. There's one of those on each side, but there's only one side that happens to have it dead center, right, in the model. And that's the one that you would use to put on your stand to make it nice and stable and sturdy, which I thought was a nice little touch. Anyway, so there is the stand, a mix of black and that translucent greenish yellow. And then there's a placard on the front that says Star Trek Borg Cube. Again, I would have expected this to be the Star Trek Voyager logo, or possibly the Star Trek First Contact video logo, or maybe even the Star Trek Next Generation logo, since Next Gen was the first place we actually saw the Borg. The fact that they used the Star Trek Classic Series logo, I guess this was just their first year of making models. Maybe they change that up in later models, later seasons and stuff, but that just felt a little weird to me. But Borg Cube stand does exactly what it needs to do. It looks good, and it actually holds the model and is stable, unlike some of the other stands that we've talked about that I've talked about in other videos. But it's even though the stand looks kind of narrow, right, and is kind of small compared to the profile of the Borg Cube, it's nice and sturdy. It'll just sit right there on the table or on the desk or your shelf or whatever, and just sits there and looks good. So no issues at all there. The Borg Cube itself, each side is just a little bit different, if I remember right. Just the way that they had to construct it, and the way to make the edges and the corners work was a little funky. Not difficult at all. This is, each side panel is, for the most part, a green translucent. Oops, that little piece came off. Let me put that back on. Is a translucent green panel, like a 6x6 or an 8x8 panel, and then pieces built up around it, which is fine. And then lots of greebling, lots of little greebles on top of the panel, whether it's tiles or 1x1 tiles or 1x2 grill plates, or just other kinds of greebling that they dropped onto it. Hopefully the camera's picking up some of it. Again, sorry for the glare, but you can just get a sense of the detail that's in here. Again, kind of repetitive because you got 6 sides to build. and it's all the same kind of pieces, one after another. So like I said, it got a little repetitive, and because there's so many black pieces blending together, I had to take a little break during building just to give my eyes a rest, so that I could find everything I needed. But it all comes together really nicely. There's a studs not on top techniques, snot techniques, because inside it are bricks that have studs on 3 sides, and just the way it's constructed, it just makes it easy to put pieces in different configurations, so you're not just building, on top like you traditionally would, but each panel is basically, stacks of plates and tiles and stuff. So pretty easy build. I think my 7-year-old would have absolutely no trouble building this if that's important to you. Again, it took me about an hour and a half to build, and none of this was difficult at all. It was just a matter of finding the pieces and following the instructions. And when you have 300 little teeny tiny pieces like this, the little 1x1 hooks, the 1x1 plates, the 1x1 tiles, the nipple plates, the 1x1 round tiles, etc., etc., etc. It's just a lot. Right? It's just a lot of pieces to drop on to the set. There was one piece, let me see if I can find it, that I was disappointed with. Here it is. Let me see if I can pull this out of here. Now, I've talked at length on other videos about how BlueBrixx's manufacturing is not quite up to Lego snuff, and understandable, because Lego's been doing this for 70, 80 years or something, and BlueBrixx has been at this for 3 to 5 years, if that. So there's overall pretty good. There's still some work to be done, I think, especially with the tiles. If I remember right, I think the tiles, if you and this is getting into the weeds, and I admit it, but this is just how Lego thinks. If you look at Lego pieces, let me see if I can find an example here. In fact, I got one right here in front of me, because that's just the kind of guy I am. I got Lego everywhere. If you look at their oh gosh, you're not going to see this. If you look at the 1x1 tiles, I don't know if you're going to be able to see that. Here's a close-up of my hand. Enjoy it. So if you can see their tiles, this is a 1x2 tile that has money printed on it, but you can see that on the very bottom of that, there's a little tiny ridge, like a little tiny lip. And what that is designed to do is it's designed to help you get your fingernail under there, so you can pop it right off the plate or off the brick or whatever that it is that you're constructing. It's super, super subtle, but it's there and it works. And that's something that BlueBrixx doesn't have on their tiles. So there was a couple places where I had some 1x1 tiles in here that I was putting on, and I put them in the wrong place and I had to get them out. But because they're kind of like stuck in the middle of the overall build, I had to kind of like take pieces off and try to get around into it. So that was a little frustrating. But then harkening back to the molding, there is a 2x2 piece that has, can I pull out another one? Yeah, here we go. Let me do this right here. I'll take this one out. If I can get it out. There we go. See, even this has the, yeah, see this, you're not going to see it probably, but this has the little tiny lip on it. This is a 2x2 piece that would normally have, oh gosh, let me see if I can, what the hell am I doing? Jeez. This is a 2x2 piece that has the little turntable that you can stick a turntable in here. But if you don't use a turntable, you can use this as a, just as a decorative element. And that's what they did for this, is it's a decorative element that goes on here. But you can see, so I've got, gosh, what the hell am I doing here? So you got that. I'll use my face, right? And then you got this, right? And so there's the molding issue. I mean, it's not broken. It's just mismolded. And so it probably popped out on the mold, incomplete, or like whatever the case was. It was just incomplete. So unfortunately, this particular piece is used as a structural join between 2 other pieces. And so it was really awkward to use this as part of the construction. I do have tons of these in Lego. Like Lego makes this exact identical piece in black, but I can't be bothered to go find them and get them and bring them down. So I found a way to make this work in the build as it is, so that it's not really reliant structurally on the rest of the model. So that's fine. But just noticing that mismolding piece is just reflective of how BlueBrixx is doing really great work overall. But there's just little details, just a little tiny niggly stuff that just keeps popping up that as a Lego purist just drives me crazy. And apologies for being nitpicky, but It's what I'm here for. And this is what you need to know, right? Anyway, so yeah, really solid build. Really clean design. Obviously, it's the Borg. It's a cube. It's a cube flying through space. How can you get much more basic than that? A lot of good greebling, a lot of good details. That being said, though, it was a very repetitive build. A lot of hunting and pecking for little pieces. A lot of black pieces just all blended together. But nice hefty solid model here. So I'll put that back on the stand. So yeah, I bought this on BlueBrixx a few weeks ago when they were having a sale on Star Trek models because they were trying to clear out some of their old packaging. So I think I got this for what, $20, 15, $20, maybe a little bit more. I don't remember. And then it took a few weeks for it to ship over from Germany and go through customs and all that stuff. So anyway, that is the Borg Cube, BlueBrixx Borg Cube, 406-piece set. Boom, right there. Worth your trouble, worth getting. I will put it on my shelf and enjoy it for a while, and then I will disassemble it and pass it on to somebody who will enjoy it here in my area. I like to do that. I like to recycle my Legos and or my BlueBrixx sets or whatever, and all these sets that you see over here in time will be taken apart and sent on their merry way to give joy to somebody else. I've built them. I've enjoyed them. I don't need to keep them. I'm just going to recycle, and I'm going to go buy new sets. Because BlueBrixx has a bunch of new Star Trek sets coming out this year that I'm interested in. And I've still got a few that I haven't built yet. I've got a DS9 station that I haven't built yet. I have a big old runabout I haven't built yet. And there was something else. What was the other one? Oh, a mid-sized Defiant, like a medium-sized Defiant. It'd probably be about this big. I got the big honking Defiant upstairs on the shelf, but I haven't quite figured out how I'm going to film that yet because I can't maneuver it in front of this camera. So I might have to try a YouTube short or something and see if I can just kind of like maneuver my camera, my phone camera around it, but we'll see. Anyway, that being said, this was the review of the BlueBrixx Borg Cube set. Again, if you're into the Borg, check it out. Pretty cool. Overall, I'm satisfied with this. Scale 1 to 10, I'd give this a solid, probably an 8. All things considered, it's a solid model. No complaints, no real complaints, other than the mismolding and the fact that maybe it's just me. Practicality being that a lot of black pieces, I just get tired of looking at them. Like the gray pieces, I don't have a problem with. Like the big honkin' Defiant was 3,600 pieces, a lot of which were gray, and gray is just easier on the eyes, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, so this was the Borg Cube. Any questions or concerns about this, drop them in the comments below. Feel free to like and subscribe. I'll be coming back with more BlueBrixx reviews and more Star Trek stuff, Star Trek Adventure stuff, etc. So thanks for your time. Really appreciate it. Have a great rest of your day.